Are you a parent who feels like you've tried everything for your child and nothing has yielded the results that you as a parent know is possible for your child? You're looking for something deeper, something different. Maybe you've even tried traditional chiropractic and you feel that something is missing. Many parents, they come to us because they feel frustrated. They feel like they've explored all these options for their child's health, but none of them have made a lasting difference. Some of them come to us and they even express, this feels like my last hope. In our office, we do a completely different approach, one that focuses on cutting edge technology combined with your child's unique story. And we put those things together to combine science and story to actually start to get to the root of your child's challenges. This video is for parents who are tired of a one size fits all approach, who are tired of feeling like, I'm just another number. And they want something personalized, but also science and story driven. They want something to really help their child thrive and not just get by, especially if your child's dealing with sensory, behavior, developmental challenges. Those are some of the things we love working with most in our office. It's really our bread and butter and our expertise. So I want to walk you through our 5-step approach that we take all new people through in our office. I want to share with you our advanced insight scanning technology and how that allows us to actually create customized care plans that get real and measurable results. Before I do, I want to share the story of Hasfa. She came to see us just over a month ago. She was 7.5 years old, and before coming to see us, she struggled with sleep. Most nights she would wake up at 2 a.m., despite parents having tried 4 different medications to try to help her sleep better. She also struggled with moodiness and behavior issues. I would too if I woke up at 2 a.m. most days, but she was always irritable and it would turn into yelling. She had also had a stroke at 3 years old and her movement was restricted. Now, here's the deal. Hasfa had a lot going on because if we go back early on, she was actually born at 24 weeks. So, of course, her life had been filled with doctor's visits, with specialists, with therapists. She had nonstop appointments most of her life, and yet she was still struggling with all these things. Now, the cool thing was, after just a few adjustments, the first thing parents noticed is she started to sleep better. Mom said, guess what? She's sleeping till 5 a.m. A few weeks in, she started turning her head more fully as her nervous system could connect to parts of her body that were disconnected. School reported that her mood has just been so much better. And now, just over a month into care, actually 2 days ago, she was in our office, and this was the first time mom and dad had come in. And mom was joking with me. She said, Dr. Tai, Haswa, she's sleeping too much now. We have to be waking her up all the time to get her out the door in the morning. And as I introduced myself to dad, he just was nodding his head. He said, thank you, with his hand over his heart, and I could see this genuine appreciation. So here's the deal. We still have a lot of work to do with Asfa. We're still working on digestion. We're working on immune system. We're working on getting her motor movements and her sensory system up to speed. But imagine for a moment being in her parents' shoes. Not only is she doing so much better, but think about the quality of life for her parents, not having to wake up at 2 a.m. every night, getting a full night's sleep, and more importantly, feeling like now there is actual hope. So what we did with Asfa is we took her through our 5-step process. It's something that we take all our new patients through, and it's allowed us to help so many kids over the years. I want to break down those 5 steps with you. Step 1 is that in-depth consultation. So unlike a rushed medical visit or a visit where you never really truly feel listened to, in our office, we want to first go back to the beginning. We want to understand your child's complete health journey. So we dive into pregnancy, to labor and delivery, to early childhood stresses, because a lot of times when we talk to parents, they say, I wonder if that was a contributing factor. I wonder if things started actually back then. When we understand early on what's happened, now we can start to paint the picture of why your child is at where they're at. In Hasa's situation, not only was she born very early, but she also had an emergency C-section, which we see as a common thing that can set kids up for stress later on. Now, once we get through that in-depth consultation, step 2 is we move into those neurological scans that I mentioned. Now, this is a state of the art technology that allows us to measure your child's nervous system function. And I'm going to bring up Hasa's scans here to show you what it does is gives us objective data. Rather than trying to guess what is going on, it allows us to actually see and know what's going on. So the three scans we do, one is measuring for something called dysautonomia. Is your child's nervous system in a state of imbalance? Is the gas pedal stuck on? Is there more fight flight than there is brake pedal? Because brake pedal is where healing happens. The second scan that we do is a thermal scan, and this allows us to see for patterns of stress, specifically to organs and glands. This is critical for your child if they struggle with a lot of immune challenges or a lot of digestive challenges. The third scan, this was the most critical for HASFA. This is a surface EMG, and it's measuring muscle energy. What we see here is if there's stress stuck on in your child's body, this is one of the most critical scans that we can measure it in. We see this as a really common scan for kids that are dealing with like OT and PT, dealing with sensory issues, autism, ADHD, anxiety, an overwhelmed brain, and an overwhelmed nervous system. This is the scan that we often see the most off. This is Hasa's scan here that you can see. These red bars are areas of extra tension, extra stress in her nervous system. What happens is when that scan is off, it's feeding stress into her brain from her body. So if we see an imbalance here, it often means that no matter how calming the environment is or how much you as a parent are working to like keep the external stresses at bay, there's actually stress coming on from inside the body. One of the things that we see too with these neurological scans is it's also helping us assess vagus nerve function. So you may have heard the vagus nerve, which comes from the brainstem, is the most critical brake pedal for your child's nervous system. So if they feel like they're always ramped up and never able to get their foot on the brake to bring them back down, we commonly see it's a vagus nerve issue. The third step then, once we have this data, is we're looking at what to do with it. So this is where a customized care plan comes in. And what I love about our approach is that instead of giving, as I said, a one-size-fits-all or a cookie-cutter approach, we're actually taking the step back to say, what does your child need as a unique person? Not only is it combined with their history and their story, but now we add the scans and together we put a comprehensive package together that gives your child a unique plan to get them better. When it comes to what we do in our office, it varies a lot. Last week I had a child that for the initial more frequent care that we do, I'd recommended them 6 weeks. A few weeks before that, we had a child where we recommended 5 months. So it varies a ton, but it's entirely customized to what we see with your child. Once we get the scans, then we deliver you the results with our comprehensive report of findings. So the cool thing with this is we actually sit down, we explain what we found, so you know as a parent if it resonates or not. And I feel like this is one of the most empowering pieces for the parents that come to our office, is because we've tied in your child's story, their history with where they're at currently. And we can actually look at the scans and say, see this thing that happened back here? It's likely actually showing up on this spot in your child's scans. And when that happens, parents often feel like this sense of relief that things make sense. It's not just random that my child got to where they are. It's not genetics. It's not gluten. It's not a bad luck, but there's actually a reason for it. And as a result, parents become empowered because if there's a reason, that means something can be done to help them. So during your child's report of findings, we give you the results of the scans, their customized care plan, we go over the financials, and you have the whole picture to decide when you're ready to move forward. The last piece then, when you are ready to get your child started, is of course the neurological adjusting. And what I love about this is it's gentle, it's safe, and each adjustment is unique to your child. My son was 2 minutes old. He was still in the birth tub when I gave him his first adjustment. That's how safe it is. And it's unique because we don't know what we're going to adjust until we see your child that visit. We carefully track what we've done previously, and we're always looking ahead to make sure that we're doing something new and different because that tells us your child's changing. If we were to have to repeat the same adjustment over and over, it lets us know something's stuck, something's not shifting, something's not healing the way we anticipate, and we modify accordingly. So, our goal is to be constantly giving your child new and better input so they can go through the healing process. And what I really love about this is because it's neurologically based, it's very gentle. Unlike more common chiropractic approaches that are based on structure and involve more of an intense twist, turn, pop, crack adjustment, our adjustments, because they're neurologically based, are designed to help your child's nervous system get better and thrive, but it also means it's incredibly gentle. So, those are the 5 steps that we bring our families through when they come into our office. And ultimately, the goal is just like with Hasa's family, is to give you an understanding of what's happening with your child so you can know that there's a better option out there. And if you feel plateaued, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you've tried all these things but not really gotten the momentum you've been looking for, odds are it's something stuck with your child's nervous system. So I encourage you, rather than waiting months and years, trying all these different things, not knowing if they're going to work, dive deep. Look in your child's nervous system. Look for the root cause. And that's what we love helping you do in our office. So if you're ready to schedule those insight scans for your child, please shoot us a message, give us a call. Or maybe you just have questions and you want to find out more, shoot us a message, give us a call. We're here for you because we feel that all kids deserve to feel awesome, and we're here to support you in that journey. Talk to you soon.